And the starting lineups. You're looking at the number one scoring team in the Ivy League, Yale, at 69 points a game. But defensively, Harvard is the toughest to score against, giving up only 57 points a game. What will give tonight? We'll find out in just a short moment as we meet the head coaches for tonight's game. In the middle of that huddle is Tommy Amaker in his 8th year, a 1987 graduate from Duke University. And his counterpart, now in his 16th year, longest tenured coach in the Ivy League, James Jones, graduated from Albany back in 1986. Both coaches are soft-spoken, but the soft-spoken words get the job done, Blaine Taylor.
Well, underneath that soft-spoken exterior, just looking at the two guys tonight, they're nervous. You can feel the energy in this building of what's at stake. With no tournament, those coaches realize that there's so much here to grab. They're trying to be cool under the circumstances, but you can just, it's scintillating feeling what's going on here with the fans and the players and just what's out there to be grabbed tonight.
They've packed them in to this outstanding facility, the second oldest in the country. This building opened in 1926. They started playing basketball here in 1982. But it's the second oldest to host Division I basketball. The first in the nation is Rose Hill Gymnasium on the campus of Fordham University. 3 outstanding officials, Paul Faya, Bill McCarthy, and Tony Chris. Harvard in the home right wins the tap, and we are underway with Siani Chambers, the 6-foot junior. He'll work it around the perimeter. 23 is Saunders. Whistle away from the ball. Illegal screen was set.
The first thing that jumps out at me is when you look at a non-BCS matchup, which, we're sitting here looking at, people think, well, the Ivy League, they got such good academics and everything. But you just look at them tip up and match up, you've got 2 really good-looking basketball teams out here physically.
Paul Faya being questioned on the personal foul picked up by Steve Montemasi. His first of the game. Now Yale with an opportunity.
Montemasi had a double-double last game, 17 and 11. They'll afford him to get foul trouble.
Jack Montague, number 4, giving it up. 42 is Matt Townsend, the Rhodes Scholar. Spinning. Sears gave it up. Bounce pass, out. Armani Cotton, 5 seconds to shoot. They spin in the paint. They get the shot off. A little bit too strong in the battle for the rebound. And it's taken by Chambers. Goes the distance. He's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 shots.
Well, what you're going to see here is 2 really good defensive teams, which dictates a lot to the offense. So you see on the breakaway here, all of a sudden Siani decides he's going to go. And I think, Tommy, you talked with Tommy a little bit about this very subject is, how fast are you going to play? I think at home they'll play faster. But because the defense is so good, you got to try to beat them down the floor some. This will be much like watching a Wisconsin play a Virginia, where the other team's defense is so good, you want to try to beat them to the punch.
81% free throw shooter in Chambers, missing the first. Chambers regarded as the most important player on the team. Saunders might be the best, but this guy might be the most important. First point of the game.
Well, you know what he's done is there's a real famous name around, Jeremy Lin. He's all of a sudden passing him on lists, and he's comparable to the career that Jeremy Lin had, and that's saying a mouthful.
A little bit more than 1 minute in. Townsend holding. Sears now outside the arc. Hands it off here to Javier Durant. Looks to get the screen. Doesn't use it with 10 now to shoot. That perimeter defense by Harvard really extending. And now Yale with a tough chance here. Have only 5 to shoot. Inside Townsend.
Stifling defense. There was nothing open until there was something open. And it was with two clicks on the top clock.
Townsend, his first 2, came in averaging just under 8 points a game for the 6'7", 240-pound senior. Saunders thinking about it.
Well, they're doubling him right away.
Bad pass. Zena Edozemwan threw it away. Saved Or did he? No, he didn't. So both teams right now, perhaps, Blaine, you've been in a situation like this, the intensity of the game, they know what's at stake.
You try to temper it as a coach, but kids are kids. I mean, human beings are human beings. This is important. And so they've come out, and they're really trying hard in defense. I mean, effort's great on defense. Trying too hard on offense, not so much.
The winner tonight guaranteed a share of the Ivy League title. Saunders launches it.
He does it a lot of different ways. Isn't it interesting? How many kids wear number 23 in the country now? It wasn't that popular a number till there's a guy down in North Carolina came up with it.
Absolutely. Harvard with a 1-point lead. Coming around off that screen is Armani Cotton. Sears looking. Here's Jack Montague. He can light it up from the arc. 10 seconds again to shoot. Stifling defense. 5 to shoot. Driving. Going class. Rolled it around and out for Durant. And a whistle.
Well, we've caught an early foul on Sears and on Mundu Missy. And so those are two critical players, and they're matched up with one another. Interestingly enough, Okoli is guarding Wesley Saunders.
In tight, could not convert on his own miss was Zena Edozumwant. And it comes back to the Bulldogs from Yale. On the block, they went to Sears. Durant turned the ball over on a palming violation.
The thing to look at, the matchup's interesting here. But the thing to look at is every time a guy goes to make a move, there's 4 teammates in behind him. So he goes to make a move. There's five white jerseys there, one on attention on the ball, and the other one's back in the paint. A little bit of token pressure here, 1-2-2. Kind of check the royal, shot clock ticking, kind of shorten the clock on him. You're on the road. Yale's been pretty patterned right now and pretty patient. I think that James would like to have the game have a fairly decent pace to his liking as a road team.
Saunders dribble drive, left it off, swatted out of the hands of Edozumwant, and the Bulldogs will push. Baseline quickly was Montague to the top of the key. Too strong, but the rebound there by Cotton on the putback. They battle for the rebound again. And corralled by Harvard, it's Zena Edozumwant.
Something to look for is the rebounding margin. Harvard won a close game at Yale, out-rebounded them by 10, 42-32 in that game.
Oh, quick look inside. Okoli on the finish.
Johnny Chambers at his best. All of a sudden, just kind of a snap pass that got there in a heartbeat.
There's enough heat in this building to melt the snow in the Boston area. Here's Sears. Whip it inside to Townsend, who's doubled immediately. Durant, 3-ball, quiets the crowd momentarily.
Both teams have doubled early, and so they're going to give out some rotation threes where somebody gets a little bit of a look on the perimeter. So the three-point shooting, both these are second and third best three-point shooting teams in the league.
Missed off the mark there by Edozumwant.
You almost see an anxiousness when they're kind of open. It's like, this ain't going to last long. I better do something with it.
Oh, feeling it right now off the dribble drive. It's Durant. He's got 5 on 2 quick field goals.
Well, you can talk about the Player of the Year candidates, but got this matchup of premier Player of the Year candidates, which, they're tied for 16.8 in Ivy League action as the second leading scorers. So if you look at the assists and points and stuff out of Durant and Chambers, it's a heck of a matchup to watch also for the fans.
Harvard back on offense, down by a couple. Saunders spinning.
3 players meeting him in the paint.
Here's Okoli controlling. Down to 10 seconds to shoot for Siani Chambers. The outlet to Saunders with 5 on the clock.
Here comes a double.
Jonah Travis, 1 second, they get it off. Too strong, high, rebound in the paint there for Okoli, fresh 35. Mundu Missy, kick it out to Saunders. He's watched by Armani Cotton.
You go to drive and you think there's like more than 5 defenders out there.
Timeout on the floor. Yale by 2, but Harvard had some early noise. Test.
Well, there's some firepower out here. It's just the defense is so good. So somebody's got to break out. The first game that Yale lost by 2 to Harvard, nobody got into double figures. And so somebody's going to have a breakout performance if they're going to break through on the road.
Yale back in possession here with Makai Mason. Mason to his left. He's a freshman. Mason outside the arc. Took a bump, but Sears still got the pass off. Greg Kelly, 32. Traveling violation, gives it back to Harvard.
You just see, you're going to have to make the drive that leads to the play, the pass that leads to the play. I mean, it's almost like you've got to have a chain sequence to get a shot. You just can't make a move, set a screen, make a pass, and get a shot.
So now it's Harvard back with a chance to tie or take the lead. 13-15 remaining.
They're trying to spread the floor a little bit with some spacing, but Yale's not chasing them out. They're staying in, clustered in.
Mondo Messi missing. The rebound snagged by Duren. Here's Greg Kelly.
They don't give Jack Montague much room. He's such a good shooter. He's the one guy that they really press up on.
Sears launched, missed. Easy rebound for Saunders. Pushing is Chambers.
The lesser of evils with Sears is to let him shoot it from out because he's so good around the basket, on the drive, on the finish, getting fouled. Gordon.
Corbin Miller on the floor, number 15 for Harvard, a sophomore out of Sandy, Utah. That is he in the corner. Pass knocked out of bounds. Last touch there by Duren. Substitution for Yale. Number 42, Matt Townsend back in the game.
This reminds me of in the winter in Montana, telling the guy to go jump in the lake, and he comes back and says, it's frozen over, I can't get in it. Because that's what this looks like. You can't get in the paint for anything.
Field goal shooting a little bit cold right now. Kalik Horney also in the game, number 10 for Yale. Saunders trying to go off the dribble. On a stop and pop, Saunders' second field goal has 4.
Well, none of the actions were opening anything up, so they just really got out of his way and created 4 on the base, or 4 away from him, and let him go solo. Not an easy shot, but one he can make.
Tied at 7, tied atop the Ivy League. Lost it off his foot as Mason dives, save.
Look out!
Jump ball hauled in there by Steve Mondemasi. Launching. Too long. 3-ball missed by Miller. Look at that rebound stolen by Mondemasi. Did not go for Chambers. Long rebound, weak side, pulled down by Mason. Off the stutter step. Rejected, but a whistle.
You can see Yale coming at it a little faster now, trying to beat him down the floor. You saw the quick 2 threes, so everybody's trying to maybe beat the defense because they just can't crack that nut right now in the half court. The only way they've been able to do it is on a solo right here by Saunders.
Meaning 16-11, Harvard was up.
Well, I mean, I came mentally ready for a pitcher's duel. I mean, this is going to be a low-scoring game. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Right now, you've had 3 lead changes and a tie, so 4 times this thing's in the balance, in 10 minutes. So you're going to have a close game, but it could be 17-15, wouldn't change what you're seeing. Now, there is a lot of talk around college basketball about the scores being lower. A lot of that's familiarity in the Ivy. These guys have played each other over and over and over. They play a double round robin. Sometimes they play in postseason play. Some of the teams matched up. I know Columbia and Yale played in the CIT last year. Yale went all the way to the championship game at Murray State. So these guys are very familiar, and some of the best coaching in the country happening in this league. Some really good coaching.
Mason sat down after the 75% free throw shooter made 2 of 2, replaced by Jack Montague, number 4, on the floor for Yale. Oh, lost the double team, split the difference. Steve Mondemasi with his first 2 points.
That was smooth, man. He had some moves to get away from that. He was double teamed and split it.
And we're tied again. Greg Kelly with it. Here's Montague. He can fire from that line. You cannot leave him alone. Did not drop for Townsend. Traced down the rebound to the corner and went for Kelly. Short. Rebound, Townsend. And then hauled down And here comes Chambers for Harvard. Off the stutter step, going glass.
They are pushing the ball. I think they've adjusted, the coaches in the timeout, saying, guys, get her untracked on the move.
Oh, Duran, that's the shooter's touch.
Yeah, that was soft. You could just see that thing floating up there. It looked like one of the clouds up in the sky today.
Third field goal, he has 7. Away from the ball, a whistle. This is when you know things are going right, huh?
Yeah, well, this is his third basket, so he's got a little bit of confidence going into it. You know, he's hit a jumper, and now he hits a floater. He had 9 and 8 in the first game, low scoring, low stat game. But, he looks like the guy that's most comfortable right now on the half and in the full, creating and making shots.
He sits with 7, second leading scorer at 13.9 for Yale. Nearly halfway through this first half, Yale on the road up by 2. Chambers return for Saunders. Corbin Miller.
You literally have to turn the ball from side to side just to have a chance to catch somebody behind.
Saunders, too many steps.
Help side defense. I mean, when the ball's on one side of the floor, everybody helps from the other side of the floor for those viewers. Well, then all of a sudden you turn to the other side of the court and you hope they're behind. You've got to turn the ball so many times against these guys to try to get them a half a step behind. It's just not happening. They're just rock solid in their scouting, preparation, and anticipation of what's going to happen next.
Chambers sits down. Andre Chatfield checks in, the 6'4 freshman, wearing number 13 for Harvard. He's defending against Makai Mason. They got it to Sears, return for Mason. Off that weak side, it was a shared rebound, but then Saunders took it, shrugs it off, takes it the distance. Neely converted on an unbelievable shot, but he will go to the line for 2.
That was the bullet train. I mean, he got the rebound coast to coast. He was going to the metal, and nobody could really get in his way, and that's Sears' second foul, I believe. And, so all of a sudden, that's a significant play. Wesley Saunders to the line in a close game, behind 2, and all of a sudden, Sears with his second foul. What is James Jones going to do?
We'll find out perhaps after this free throw of Saunders, who hits at 76%. Gone to the line, coming into play 161 times.
What's interesting, James tells somebody to go in, so all of a sudden they go in. But he's looking over at Justin Sears, and every player looks at you and goes, I'm okay. Did you see him? I'm okay. No, come on, man, you got 2 fouls.
It's not okay because Greg Kelly, 32, came in for him. Armani Cotton also checked in.
Well, you got 30 minutes to go, and you got 3 more fouls, so there's plenty of action. He needed a brawl probably anyway, and he may use him in the second or the first half with 2 fouls. I would probably take a runner on it, depending on the scoreboard, and try to give him a 2 or 3 minute run around a TV timeout.
2 of 2. Saunders has 6. Once again tied at 11 inside 10 minutes in this first half. If it came down to free throws, you got the 2 of the best in the league. Harvard 2, Yale 3 for free throw as a team. True contact, no whistle, missed by Cotton.
It's really hard to find a stat where they're not just sitting shoulder to shoulder and brother to brother on those stats.
Offensive foul has been whistled on Wesley Saunders.
He's the big, broad-shouldered kid, as we said at the top of the show, and he can get places going through people. In that case, he wasn't doing too much. You saw that shoulder dip. You saw him fly out of the action. Good call.
So 23 Saunders whistled for his first personal. Tied at 11, and 11 had the ball. Bill McCarthy makes the call.
A contrast in defensive styles somewhat, in that Yale is sitting back, and you got Harvard up into their action. Every pass is contested. The only times that things loosen up is when they double the post.
Chatfield picks up the personal. Each team now with 4 team fouls. Batted in the air. We've seen that before. Taken down by Kenyatta Smith, number 25, 6'8" senior.
Hey, when Chambers gets the ball and starts moving, you're just entertained when he gets the ball. Something's going to happen. It moves. He dribbles it. He passes it. He sees things that most of the people don't see.
Saunders stops. He's got 8. A game high 8.
When you're playing against good defenses, at some point players play, and they've got to have the ability to go put the ball on the deck, catch it, rise, and create a shot.
Montague gave it up. Bad pass. Townsend, he was picked off. Here's Saunders again with a head up for Harvard. Off that hesitation, stopping again. That might have caught the baseline. No, it didn't. We got a foul call on a hold.
And it was an offensive rebound. And I think rebounding has been tracking pretty close. But one of the things that I would point out is 11-9, Carl, when Justin Sears went out, and all of a sudden 13-11. So things have shifted their comfort zone on offense without Justin and not having him around the basket and rebounding the ball. You know, he's the leading rebounder in the league.
Well, allowing, because of the rebounding, if Harvard can control some of the glass, at least get it's more than its fair share, it allows them to get into transition. Because Tommy Amica said, sometimes we're not that good in the half court. If I get into transition and push a little bit, gives us a better chance. With 4 now.
You saw Saunders go coast to coast. You saw Sione Chambers pushing it real hard. So if they could board it, they're gone. But in that case, the second possession came on an offensive rebound. Same thing. Create offense with rebounding.
7.5 remaining. 4-point lead. Looking for 3 is Cotton.
Now, he's an experienced player that you don't say his name a lot. He always draws a defensive matchup that's tough. You know, he's always running around the boards, guarding, and makes a jump shot. That's a bonus with Sears on the bench.
That was a good save baseline by Mondamasi.
They don't push up on Chambers much. They give him room. They don't dare let him get by him.
Through the triple. Mondamasi comes back up with it with 8 seconds to shoot. Here's Corbin Miller. Chambers looking at the clock. It's right in front of him. To his right, kneeling strip. Might not get it off. He does get it off.
Ooh, that had a chance.
It did. And then Cotton called it down. Here's Duran.
They've done a nice job of settling with Justin on the bench. What are they going to do now here? A chance to take the lead.
Flipped it back out. Cotton gathered it back. Down low. Blocked. Townsend thought he had a lay-in, and it was rejected by Kenyatta Smith.
Holy smokes.
Came out of nowhere.
Everybody in the gym was counting that deuce.
Except for Kenyatta Smith. Got a piece. Duran nearly double-triple. Recovered.
You shoot a maybe shot in this game, and you're not going to get it very close to the basket.
No. Both of these teams playing suffocating defense.
And they're big. I mean, this is not a small lineup on the court, so they can stop you from scoring around the basket. They can get into a jump shot pretty quick.
8 to shoot. Woo! Greg Kelly.
How do you like that?
How about that? I believe that's his first 3 of the season.
How do you like that?
And it gives Yale a 2-point lead. And Yale looking for more. Montague. Now he could shoot the 3, and he does. And it rims out. And the putback was missed by Townsend. And then a whistle on the rebound. Wow.
And lends itself to 2-point ball games. I think this thing has been back and forth, back and forth. You look at the stat sheet, 5, 6, 7 times we've had lead changes. So, fasten your seatbelts.
Here we go. 5 minutes remaining in what has been excitement from the get-go here in the Levites Pavilion, Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Justin Sears back in the game, and they're in a 2-3 zone to protect him.
Chambers, Mondamasi came out high to meet it. 3 to shoot again. Both teams not seeing the shot clock. Got the top of the backboard. That's a shot clock violation. Both teams are having trouble with it, bringing it down to within inside 5 seconds to launch a shot.
Well, one of the difficult things is their normal rhythm on the half court is to run patterns and turn the ball. But on a short clock against this good a defense, they don't have the ability to really create their own shots. Other than Wesley Saunders, most guys have to kind of get a little bit of an opening.
Taken away by Jonah Travis. Here's Saunders.
Good transition D. Everybody waiting.
Catch, shoot, Miller. Batted away, finally taken down by Matt Townsend. Yale with a 2-point lead.
Well, Miller's designated
in the end zone, the bleachers for students and all that. It's probably about 2,200 in this building for this contest.
Well, the coaches here are very aware of the atmosphere, the intensity. The effort is second to none. Well, there's just going to be a lot happening here in the course of this game.
Tommy Amaker told me yesterday at practice, he said it's great to be at home, but sometimes with the magnitude of this game with 6 to shoot, sometimes it's easier to play on the road, as Sears kind of quiets the crowd a little bit with a 3-ball.
They're taking a chance on backing off of him a little bit, encouraging him to shoot. He missed one earlier in the game. As we said at that time, the lesser of the evils is the jump shot. Now he knocks it in.
Well, it comes right back inside to Jonah Travis for his first two. But if you look at the stats on Sears, he was 0 for 4 from New York coming in. He's now 1 for 5. His first 3-ball of the year. That's who I was looking at before. Missed. But a flying rebound by Duran. Horny missed from New York. Here's Saunders again, playing it to the corner.
The rebound margin in the first game was 42 to 32. That's 74 rebounds. So these teams are so good on defense. They fluster the shooters. You think they can't shoot, and actually there's some pretty good shooters out there, and it's just a result of this kind of game and the kind of opponents.
The intensity and the build-up to this game was incredible.
Rebounds in this game, as you see on the graphic, 15-13, pretty close. They're going after it.
Fall away by Duran. He's got 9.
Here we go. We've got zone again still. And you're looking at Justin being protected in that thing, but it is frustrating. Harvard.
Whew. Missed from long range, but a good back tap for a fresh 35. Chambers saw the opening and then kicked it out.
You're seeing a lot of action that you go, why is he doing that? Why did he miss that? Why are the in the setting and what's at stake is causing that? But it's noticeable Yale is 4 for 9 from the three-point line. Harvard is yet to make a 3. And thus you've got Yale up on the scoreboard by 5.
Chambers tries to elude defender. Missed another one there.
Rebounding margin pretty close.
Yeah.
Guys in the truck are following it close. Everybody in this place is following it close.
Could be one of the telling tales.
Well, we had some of the keys that we discussed, and obviously the player of the year, deal is up for grabs. There's a Sears and a Star Watch on him and Saunders, but there's some other players. But that rebound, the stat pack, you look at these guys, three-point shooting, free throw shooting, defense, offense, everything you look at, there's a comparison, and that rebound one is one that we'll be watching very closely.
Jonah Travis picking up his first personal. Harvard now with 5 team fouls. Yale has committed 6.
They're grinding it out. Searching out shots. And
there they
you
are.
get Saunders at the top of the key. You see him mismatched on Townsend, and he's aware of it. He's going to try something.
Saunders off the mark. And the Yale Bulldogs on the window with Kalik Horny. 35 seconds remain. 7-second differential, shot clock, game clock.
Okay, they were able to get out of here without Justin getting his 3rd foul. Javier's had a good half.
Can't get out of there, and they let the play go on.
A lot of bumping, but you got to fight through that.
There's 12 seconds now. Now we're down to 7. Chambers with the move, spinning in tight. He lost it, recovered, and then fouled. Jonah Travis with 1.5 on the clock.
Well, they did a nice job at both ends of trying to be smart, and they just got frustrated by the defense. They got trapped. Javier tried to fight through it, got knocked down, the ball got knocked away at the other end. Chambers gets knocked down, ball gets knocked away, he gets recovered with a second and a half to go to the line.
Greg Kelly second, Travis to the line, 82%, 45 for 55. That's his third point of the night. Miller sits down for Harvard, replaced by Agunwa Okoli.
Now, if he misses, the clock starts, but if he makes, you got enough time to throw the ball a pretty good distance, maybe get a Hail Mary up.
2 of 2, he's got 4. Harvard within 3.
It's going to be a long Hail Mary.
Well, that would not have counted because he did not get it off. The first 20 minutes, Crimson, they're going nuts right now.
They really are. This has been a great league race. We got an early glimpse, as you and I did, a game of Yale winning at Columbia.
Oh, yeah.
At that time, it looked like Yale might separate in this league race. But Harvard came in and won at Yale to tie the standings at 5-1. And now 6 games later, 10-2. They're right there, knotted again.
This is absolutely incredible, the play in the Ivy League this season. Every single game seems to go down to the wire. Here's Jack Montague on a pull-up in the paint. A little bit short, but the rebound and the kick out to Cotton. Down low to Townsend. Kick it back out, Cotton. 3 ball.
Now, I give Matt Townsend a lot of credit. He is everywhere. Big bull of a guy, Rhodes Scholar. He's a bull with a brain, I'll tell you. He's making some smart plays.
Cotton has 2 field goals, but both are trifectas. 6-point lead for Yale.
I think both coaches tried to get him a little more crisp on offense. You've seen him cutting and moving and passing a little bit more crisply.
Got stripped, but a whistle.
Well, this has been the difference. I mean, Matt Townsend, offensive rebound. Armani Cotton, second three-pointer of the game. As we showed you at halftime, those three-pointers have been the difference for Yale right now. They've got 5 three-pointers. They're up 6 on the scoreboard.
3 to shoot. Launching from the corner and knocking it down. Third field goal for 6, Steve Mondamasi.
Mondamasi had 17 and 11 last game, and so Saunders can't do it alone. As good as he is, they're going to need some production elsewhere in this game where points don't come easy.
Yale up by 4. Duran's lane was shut off, but he held the dribble. Townsend from 17.
The stories of threes, and everybody wants to join the block party.
Dribble drive wouldn't go.
Rebounds.
Off the mark again.
Rebounds. Justin Sears at his best.
He's got 5, and Yale has extended to an 8-point bulge.
Now, he leads the league in offensive rebounds. And so you lead the league in rebounds and all that kind of stuff, but he's one that goes and fetches it and gets points out of it.
So now Harvard has to make a little bit of a run here. Stuck 8 at home.
That's a big margin in this kind of game where points are coming so tough. They just need to chip away at it.
Townsend with a blocking foul. Gets whistled.
At halftime, we were talking about the rebound margin, 16-16. In the second half, Yale has come out and dominated. You see the rebound follow there with Justin. He puts it right back and flushes it. 2 Yale defenders right there that didn't come up with the ball.
Townsend was just whistled for his first. I wonder who his family is rooting for. He had 2 uncles and a grandfather that all played sports here at Harvard, but Townsend went to Yale. So who do they root for tonight?
What, real answer?
Do you root for family, or do you root for your alma mater?
Oh, if Harvard wins, they say, yeah, but our alma mater won. If he wins, they go, nah, that's our boy.
Here's Townsend again. Errant pass, but it was run down there by Justin Sears.
Still got some time, but it's getting shorter.
It's short. It's down to 10. Follow, put up, and in.
Rebounds.
Cotton.
Cotton right there, but Sears was right next to him. Tommy doesn't like it. They've got to guard better. They got to board better, and they are losing on the score. You know, their roots come back, and everybody kind of roots for them and pulls for them.
No, both of those guys for a long time. Two great gentlemen.
Wow, really good coaches. Everybody was wondering what Davidson would do when they joined the A-10, and boy, have they put on a show. And I think that there's an ultimate respect for the coaching job that's been done by Bob.
That one rimmed out. Flying rebound by Jack Montague. So up by 10. Yale with the ball.
Well, Mondumisi had hit his last one.
All right, here's Wesley Saunders now on the weak side rebound. Can he generate something here?
Well, they filled in fast on defense.
Catch, shoot. Miller just can't buy one. Montague had separation, but they didn't see him. Oh, rejected by Mondumisi. He took care of business right there.
Yeah, that was Rook. That was like he threw it up into the ceiling fan.
Just can't get one from three. Over the top. Sears thought he got all ball, but he got the body on Saunders. That's 3 on Justin Sears.
10-point lead. Everything's going right. They're out rebounding. Now Sears gets his third foul. They are in peril now. They're
to not make contact where Cotton would have gone to the line for 2.
In recruiting, I've always had an eye for guys who could go airborne and not foul. And that's the point you're making, which is a very good one.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Mark, put that on your wall.
Yeah, I will.
Put it on the magnet. That's in the fridge.
And Mondumisi comes back and knocks down the jumper from the right side. He's got 8 points, and now Harvard within 8.
Well, in the second half, he made his first one. The second one rolled in and out, and he made that one. So maybe he can get a little something going because they cannot get to the basket. And their prototypical shooters have not been able to get open. Corbin Miller has not got an open shot yet.
A steal, and then a bump. It looked like Chambers would come up with the steal, but then number 1 got whistled on the foul. But Tommy Amaker, I think, loved the hustle by Chambers on that play.
Oh, boy, that was a tough one from your point of view. I mean, who ran into who and who fell down and who. Sounds like a bunch of owls out here trying to figure out who fouled and who should have got fouled.
First personal on number 1, Siani Chambers. Work a little bit of weave there. Here's Dern working on Chambers to the corner to Cotton. Montague with a quick look to Kelly. Weak side rebound. Nobody boxed out Cotton, who has double digits, 10 now.
Boards. Good offense, good shot, but the second shot was what the payday was.
Back up to 10. Mondumisi spinning. And then Cotton with another window. Cotton to the right side. Montague will bring it back out and go right back in. Townsend pushing it outside.
Had the threat on the break, had the threat from 3, had the threat in the post, turned it all down.
Thought about it. Townsend, 15 to shoot for Montague. Townsend launching and hitting. He's got 6.
They turned down 4 opportunities to come up with that. That's what James wanted to do coming into this game. He wanted to press the issue, certainly, but he wanted their patterns to be effective on the road in front of this crowd.
12-point lead. And I'll tell you, we had a nice little conversation with James Jones at the shoot-around this afternoon, and Saunders driving, leaves it off. Mondumisi missing.
Well, here in the second half, Mondumisi is 3 for 6, and he could be 6 for 6. 2 of them were point-blank shots where I think he's hoping the whistle blows. There's been contact. Had one roll in and out. And in this game, those 6 points would be huge because at the other end, Yale's getting second chances, making jumpers, putting the ball back in the hole. Sears put back and Cotton's put back are 2 huge plays.
To the point about the shoot-around, a win tonight for Yale at Harvard to grab at least a share, catch and shoot. Montague off the mark. Chambers on the rebound. Would maybe give Yale a little top billing here in the Ivy League. They think at times maybe they haven't got their just due. 3-ball, Chambers!
An answer to your point, which is a really good one to make. Probably takes a little longer than we have right here in the middle of the action, is You start talking about the Ivy League, you're talking about Harvard in recent years been so good under Tommy Amaker. And then, you go back into yesteryear and all the guys at Princeton, and then you look at Penn's years. Well, the action's picking up.
So following the first three, they get a rejection. And now Corbin Miller's back.
They won't give Miller an open three. He's like Jack Montague on the other side. I mean, they just don't give those guys a chance to fire.
Away from the ball, we got a hold.
To finish that point, and then we'll probably come back to it. This validates them. If they could do this validates them. If you look at recent years, James Jones has been there 16 years. That's the 19th longest tenure out of 340-some Division I schools.
And the longest in the Ivy League right now.
Yes, and he's done just a great job. They've won 20. They've been on the finals of the CIT championship last year at Murray State. And I really feel like they think everybody talks about everybody else. And they're not envious or jealous. They just would like their due.
Well, they'll have to slow down Harvard right now. Jonah Travis has 6. 5 straight right now for Harvard. Creep to within 7 and have lit up this crowd.
It has. This place is starting to pump up the volume.
Not that big of a deal. So they've straightened it out.
Just a John Cameron Swayze situation.
There you go.
Took a licking and kept on ticking.
Here's Makai Mason. Let's see what Yale could do here with this possession. 5 in a row scored by Harvard.
They're running them off screens, but they're not getting open.
Baseline Mason was shut off, but a whistle.
As we pointed out with the graphic, they're going to have to buoy this thing with defense. You've seen their defense stiffen up. You've seen them make some shots. In that case, they had them frustrated and ended up fouling late in the clock.
Foul committed by Travis of Harvard, his second. That's the second team foul. Yale has committed 3 in this half. And away from the ball, we got another one. This one's on Yale.
He tried to make a cut, and Steve Mondu-Missy got in his path. And when he made the cut, he was kind of looking at the screen, looking at the ball, and all of a sudden, bang, he ran into him and enveloped him.
That's 3 on Cotton now for Yale.
3 on Cotton.
They got 12 up there, but Kelly looked like he might have had the illegal screen.
If I was James, I would ask them to review that, because I thought that was he ran through Stephen Mondu-Missy.
Well, Cotton's got 3. Corbin was looking for 3 from the offensive side.
Oh, this place would have erupted.
Oh, boy.
Fire marshal would have been in here.
Less than 12 minutes remaining. Yale with a 7-point lead. Duran. So, Chambers took one in the face. Nothing was called. Rebound Travis. And now they call for time because Siani. Well, we just got double teamed.
We did.
Paul Faye just came over and said inadvertent contact.
You'd rather have him come over twice than not once.
When's Tony Crisp going to come over? So then we have all 3 officials telling us that.
We could call a Carl timeout.
All right, back to this action. Harvard with the ball down by 7. Sharing the Ivy League title on the line. Left hand. And the foul. Steve Mondu-Missy will go to the line.
Mondu-Missy finally finished a play looking at the rim instead of at the defense. He's had 2 plays in tight where he did not finish. Watch his eyeballs. He goes up. He is on the target. Halfway to the floor. He is still looking at the target. He was way more intent upon finishing the play. As a result, he's got an N1.
Playing now, Cotton and Sears on the bench with 3. Kelly just threw his 3rd. Well, that's a lot of people in foul trouble now.
Well, as you say that, the first thing I do is look up at the scoreboard and get the clock. Because that's the first thing that James is going to do is, okay, 3 fouls. Oh, I got 11 minutes to go still. I'm going to have to manage this. Now, do you manage it playing slower? They got ahead by being aggressive.
Here's Kelly. Horny back outside. 12 on the shot clock. 8 on the clock for Mason. Lost it going in the paint.
Got him down low. That was Siani Chambers. And Jack Montaigne got in there. He was trying to go up, but I think he got him on the floor. Down low.
Chambers second. Third Harvard team foul. Yale.
Now this same set, they got a foul last time out of their end line, so they went to a 4 on the baseline set to get it cleanly in bounds, keeping possession.
Montague.
Got a whole new clock out of that.
Horny. Kelly stays in the game, playing with the 3 fouls, 32 for Yale. Justin Sears playing with 3, 22 with the ball for Yale. 8 to shoot. Mason baseline. Reverse. Would not go. And Harvard with Mondemasi, who's played an outstanding game.
Boy, that was a long arm of the law that went that rebound.
Saunders, 3 ball.
Boy, the 3 has been the Achilles heel for them. They have not hit one this day. Siani hit the one from the right corner, but they have not been able to hit those 3s in any succession or any percentage.
Now 1 of 13 from the arc.
Sears isolated, didn't want it.
Sears with a pump fake. Draws the foul. Mondemasi will pick it up for Harvard.
As you look at the graphic that was just shown, you've got a 4, there's 5-1 on made 3-pointers. Look at the scoreboard, 35-31. You've got a 4-point differential in this game. All of it from the 3-point line on the makes and the misses, and the advantage of 5 makes to 1.
Second foul on Steve Mondemasi. 9 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock.
New clock. See, what's happening is this clock's, the game's being shortened. Those whistles have happened late in the clock, and they've gotten a new clock on the foul on Montague and the foul on Sears on the drive.
Down to 15 again for Makai Mason. Chambers watching him, got the step, kick out Montague. Sears, a 3 ball. Bang!
Oh my goodness. He hesitated. He tried to fake out nobody, and then he shot it.
That's his second triple in the game. He's got 8 points. Yale by 7.
Interesting, he's had a rebound follow and 2 3-pointers. That's not the way he typically would score.
No. Saunders held it for a while.
Good pass.
And
Coley was the recipient of Chambers' great vision in his delivery system.
That was a very patient Harvard offensive set.
It really was, and they've tried so hard to run off so many screens. They just slipped, and he delivered. It seems, you wonder, why don't you do that more often? It ain't as easy as it looks.
Approaching 8 minutes remaining. Horny being watched by Saunders. 7 to shoot. 5 to shoot. Mason will shoot. Flying through. Foul! Khalid Horny!
Oh, it's like asking a date to the dance a second time. Usually they say yes. He comes flying in. They get a good shot by a good shooter, and he just flies in and not only gets fouled, but puts it back in the hole. Information director. But you've got Ray Harper bringing in a really good club. Should be quite a contest. That should be sold out. That should be a great game to watch.
77% free throw shooter Khalid Horny completes the 3-point play. He takes a seat, gave some great minutes, and now is extended to an 8-point lead for Yale over Harvard.
You look at ODU Western Kentucky, they're playing for seeding in their conference tournament, buys and whatnot. Here we're playing for all the marbles.
This, without a doubt, for all the marbles. Again, the winner will draw a share of the Ivy title, clinch at least a share. Now tomorrow, Harvard will host Brown here. Yale stays on the road and will go to Dartmouth, but here's Chambers with the steal. He got clobbered by Duran. Chambers to the line for 2.
A series of great plays. Duran makes the steal at the one end, a great play. Siani Chambers comes up with a great play, and the 2 lefties go airborne. Foul on the first lefty that made the good play. Turnaround, fair play. He ends up getting to the line.
He's only 170 pounds, Chambers, but he's taken a couple of knocks.
Oh, yeah. He's one of them scat back running backs that takes a few hits and they give him a little oxygen and come back he comes.
He's got 5 now, sitting down Corbin Miller. 2nd of 2. 81% coming in. He's got 6.
They're starting to put a little pressure on. They're starting to push up into it. You're seeing their aggression. They can sense the clock, sense the crowd. You know, they're trying to disrupt things. Now, Javier Duran is a solid point guard, but he's a rangy big kid, not a traditional point guard. They actually play Montaigne off the ball because he's such a good shooter. They want to run him off screens.
Remember, these teams played February the 7th. 52-50, Harvard. 5 to shoot.
Do you have any idea how hard that shot was?
Let's ask Armani Cotton, who's got 12 now.
Man, that's a hard shot.
Big basket right there.
Most kids can't, really go to their offhand very good and shoot jump shots or layups, but he went a long ways, shot a very difficult shot into pressure.
Short, nothing but blue shirts, and the rebound to Matt Townsend. Now you're getting to that sticky time. Down 8, 6:20 left. If you're Yale, are you going to pull it out a little bit, or you still got to run your stuff here?
Well, it's an odd mixture. They've got some second possessions, but they've scored late in the clock. Pretty quick shot, but he's made some. Got to give him that latitude if you're going to win.
Here's Saunders. On to Massey. In tight.
Now, usually double teams dissipate as the game goes on. Early in the game, they were double teaming quickly. That time, he got to isolate for a while, had more time to maneuver.
He is a 6'7" senior out of Cameroon. He's got 13 points, a game high 13.
And you asked the question how fast they do it. Now, how fast they do it this time. Now they're not as aggressive, and they're going to get late clock, it looks like.
That clock down, but here's the steal. Chambers leads it from under the sea. Oh, what the house!
I might rattle right out onto the court. The court's shaking behind me. We got a Richter scale warning here.
Timeout, Yale! Maybe the biggest fan of the Ivy League is sitting about 10 feet to our left. We had her at halftime. The executive director of the Ivy League, Robin Harris, is loving this scenario right now.
Well, what a nice showcase.
They call this on Yale. This is on Yale, and James Jones arms extended.
He's incredulous. Big word for me, but he's incredulous. What happened, it was right in front of him. He thought he had a good vantage point. Sometimes it's a long ways away. This is right in front of James.
And he got it on Duran.
They got it on Duran coming out, and, if you flop into the ball, it almost puts pressure on the official to blow it. He's got to come up with some decision, and I don't know that you would have called much different.
3 Yale Bulldogs now with, 4 players with 3 fouls. Manda Massey might bring this crowd up again if he does something spectacular. Corbin, 3! Oh, Manda Massey with the loose ball, fresh 35.
The three-pointer still maligned from the line, but all of a sudden the rebound put back, and Missy with a little missy.
That was cute. That was cute. We'll talk about that in the car ride.
Yeah, that's right.
We're down now to 4:20 in a 4-point game. Crowd chanting defense for the number 1 defensive team in the Ivy League, Harvard.
They're trying to move, screen, handle, and it's all they can do to keep possession of the ball security, and get a quality shot. 4 seconds.
Cotton.
Man of the hour, not this time.
Manda Massey with another rebound. Kick out, catch, shoot, short. Just a tough night, but a great save there by Jonah Travis. Off the hesitation, Chambers. They got fouled.
They can't hit their butt with either hand from the three-point line. But they are game. Boy, they are battling. This is a great expose of Ivy League, ancient 8 back, 5 or 6.
Chambers at the line. Makes the first of 2. He's got 7. Again, the difference in the game. Yale 6 of 15 from the arc. Harvard only 1 of 15, but yet trail by only 3 with 3:40 left.
Notice again, this is according to script.
Oh,
the defense, timely plays, back and forth. Yale has played a little bit better than you would have thought on the scoreboard with a large lead. By the nature of this game, to have an 8-10 point lead is huge. But all of a sudden, we got a 2-pointer.
And again, Cotton, Duran, Sears, and Kelly, all for Yale, all with 3 personals. Out of bounds, last touch, Harvard.
Paul Fea had the call, which was the accurate call, I thought. Duran was a little bit reluctant to put it up. They were kind of looking for Sears going down the stretch. Their player of the year candidate. They'd like to milk him a little bit.
15 shot clock. 2-point game. Comes off the screen as Duran. Doubled. Almost lost it. Recovered crossover pull-up.
I was just going to say, he's huge at the end of the game because you can isolate posts. They haven't been able to isolate Justin Sears the whole game.
Mondemasi. Long rebound. Saunders gives it right back. And Montague came up with it for Yale.
Great job by Sears of stepping up into that charge block play, and it just inhibited his progress enough to where he missed the shot. But the second attempt there was there for the making. But Duran, late in the game, Javier Duran is going to have to be a player in these late clock situations. He's a lot like Saunders, where he can create his own shot, give him a little bit of room.
12 to shoot. Here's Duran right now. Townsend. Right the rim. He's got 8.
That is a backbreaker. They've been just under in the cut, kind of just underneath the radar a little bit.
You saw that graphic, Rhodes Scholar? That's only 1 of 32 in the country. That's how good Matt Townsend is.
Well, look at the defense here. They're just not giving them a look. They're just wanting the basket. They haven't made any threes, so I don't think they're going to try to go to the bank there.
2 minutes left.
Ooh, 4 on Sears.
Yep. He's the first of the 4 that had 3 to pick up 4.
Boy, James didn't like that. I'm not so sure that if he had to do it again, they might not have come in double digits. Just a long time to isolate Sears with Mondemasi.
He's only gone to the line once. He made the shot, Mondemasi. He's 70% on the season. Corbin Miller stepping out for Harvard, replaced by Agunwa Akoli, number 35.
As physical as the game has been, there's been quite a few fouls called, but there haven't been a lot of free throw shots. There's just been a lot of hustle plays, a lot of good defense, a lot of guys on the drive, on the rebound.
Shooting 1 and 1. Made the basket. He's got 16 now.
Well, out of the timeout, down 6. All of a sudden, all you really needed was a deuce. So all of a sudden, they get the clock stopped, they get the foul, they get to the lines, they get the deuce the hard way, easy way, whatever way you want to describe it.
Yale has 9 team fouls, so the next one, Harvard will shoot 2 for the duration.
There's a lot of pressure out here. Duran is not your prototype point guard. He's a good point guard.
Almost turned it over.
Foul to give still. It's a 16th foul, so they've still got 1 to give. Now, Sione is up and all over him, and Jack Montaigne is a good handler, but he'd be playing the point if he was a point.
Montague will inbound from right in front of his coach. That was Harvard's Tommy Amaker that you saw there. 30 to shoot.
Got a full new clock out of that.
Saunders on Montague. Boy, they battling for position down there. Look at this one here. Duran
has got to be big late in the game with his handles against the pressure, and he's made the last 5 points of the game.
That's his second 3. He's got 14. 7-point lead. Saunders off the mark. Let it go out of bounds. Jack Montague with a wise choice. And Yale's possession with 1:12 left, up by 7.
This is when crazy stuff happens if you're James Jones. You can just smell validation. You can smell the opportunity to have a road win in this circumstance. Harvard has gone into the last weekend of the season for 4 years running. They've been in the NCAA tournament the last 3 years. They've got it done on the last weekend, year after year after year. Yale has been in that shadow, and now they have a chance to step out of that long shadow and say, but this is when crazy stuff happens. Do they make free throws? Do they take care of the ball? Do they get stops? Do they get rebounds? All the stuff as a coach, you're just worried about something goofy happening.
Well, Yale, should it hold on, will control its own destiny with a game tomorrow night at Dartmouth. Harvard will host Brown.
Well, call it quicksand Saturday because you come out and it's just quicksand. There's nothing good that can happen when you walk through there until you can get to the other side. Now, you look at Harvard, they got nothing easy. They got to go play Brown, and last time Saunders had 33 against Brown. That's how much they needed to get past them.
2 of 2, 9-point lead.
I really think both teams with 20-plus wins will be, get into consideration for postseason play. Which tournament, who knows?
Mondemassy on the baseline, gave it up and went to his left hand, tight for the 2. And a quick timeout. He's got 19. Missed that 3. It was blocked, and that saved the day for Yale at Columbia back on January the 30th.
That was Justin Sears, who's second in the league in block shots. And so, they've got guys that do a lot of different things in different situations. There's Duran. That's where they want the ball. They're going to clear away from him.
Now they double him up. They try to triple him up, but he's able to bring it over. And a loose man down low is Sears. And he got bumped and kneed by Mondemassy, who picks up the personal foul.
Duran made about 6 plays there. He got the ball inbound, which is 1. He cleared the court so they could have some room to operate. He handled the double team. He beat the double team. He got it into the front court, beat the trap at the mid-court line, found Sears. I mean, he did so much handling, so much strategically in that situation. He gets open. He spaces the court to get one-on-one. Then he handles the double team, gets it up, and finds Sears.
Who cans the free throw. That's his first attempt. He's got 9. Came in shooting 68%. Had the most makes and most attempts, 127 for 186 coming in. So he gets to the line.
He doesn't have quite as rhythmic shot as some guys, but he just makes it.
Well, he made 2 big ones right there. Brings it back up to 9. Corbin Miller back in. I'm sure they'll try to set him off a screen to launch a 3 if the opportunity is there. That shot was missed, and Sears corrals another foul. We'll shoot 1 and 1 again.
Well, as I said, something goofy happened. The play before, Duran gets it and made sure nothing goofy happened. No turnovers. Sears goes to the line. No missed 1-and-1s. Nothing goofy. They come down, play really good defense, stop him, no second shot. Sears to the line again. So they've eliminated the something goofy happened. I hate to be so, charismatic with my hooked on phonics lines, but nothing goofy has happened.
It looks now that Yale is going to win, which would improve its road record in the conference to 6-0. They sweep 7-0 tomorrow night at Dartmouth, but look out for Paul Cormier's team. They're playing exceptional basketball, and it will be a challenge. As Saunders is in there. Mondemassy on a putback and a timeout.
The clock ticked a little bit. Boy, Justin Sears changed shot after shot after shot, but they couldn't get the rebound. Mondemassy was not to be denied. Now, something goofy happened. Missed free throw, basket.
Going to the dance.
Well, I'm sure there's discussion about that fact, but that is the fact, and that makes this game so big. They got the ball into Duran.
And he's fouled.
Boy, they got it to him in a bad spot, but they got it to the right guy. They put 4 across the free throw line to try to give him some room to operate, but it wasn't a lot of room. With the opening of the show, you were talking to me about this.
Mondemassy just fouled out. Standing ovation for him. 21 points. A yeoman's effort tonight for the Crimson.
Tough for the seniors. They've been to the NCAA tournament over and over and over. They've won championships over and over and over. So this is a tough moment at home to absorb this. But they've had what a tremendous career that seniors had. And the same thing for Saunders. Tommy Amaker's just done a marvelous job here. Just so eye-opening to me. Known Tommy for years. Mostly at a distance. We're in the finals of the NIT when you're up at Madison Square Garden. And, of course, his Duke years when I was at Stanford, we were kind of cross paths a little bit. But just a credit to Harvard, credit to the Ivy, credit to college basketball, really. But I couldn't be happier for James. If this thing holds to the scoreboard, they have worked so hard to get to this spot where everybody says, yes, you guys are one of the leaders in this conference. And this year, maybe the best in the league. But there's, Quicksand Saturday waiting tomorrow.
Well, they'll make the trip to Dartmouth, Yale, with a chance to clinch it all, now controlling its own destiny. The Yale Bulldogs.
11th road win right here, 11th. Now they're going to have to get a 12th one to clinch it. And boy, they'll be getting some rest tonight, thinking, well, I'm going to get a good night's sleep, and they're going to be bouncing around in those beds trying to figure out how to. There's so much at stake for 365 days a year. You're thinking about getting to that championship night.
2 of 2 made.
Where's Duran?
7-point game, only 19 and a half remaining. There's the foul given.
They have had, 6 in a row. They've inbounded the ball to Duran. They'd be almost at a point where you put 2 guys on him and say, hey, let's cover the rest of the guys. When they get it, let's foul them.
Well, tomorrow shapes up as a very interesting day in the Ivy League. And I'm sure Mike Martin and Brown will be coming here and say, hey, you know what? We want to win and totally knock them out.
Well, having worked a lot of the Ivy this year, tremendous respect, really enjoyed.
I have immensely.
This experience, the experience with ASN, we have Bill Lutzen, the president of ASN here, but, Kevin Shank and Claudia Burgess and Ed Grom and
Jeff Graham and
Angie Petrinky. It's been a wonderful year for ASN. I just feel honored to have worked with them. I know you do too, Carl.
Absolutely.
And this is a great showcase for what they offer the country.
Saunders, a 3. Down 6 with 13.5, and there's the foul given. We'll shoot 2 more with Cotton. Well, there's no quitting, I'll tell you that right now, and they shouldn't be quitting. They'll play it out to that final second is off that clock.
Well, there's a lot of pride. I think you're talking about a place that's just steeped in tradition, the Ancient Eight. And when you come in here, you walk across campus, and it's just hallowed ground. You come by some of the facilities, and, just walk to the football stadium. It looks like I felt like I was in Rome. Really. There's some really interesting buildings. Boston is called the city of colleges. There are more colleges here in Boston than any place in the country.
Great city. Final seconds. Off the mark. And now the Yale faithful pretty much know this game is in the Bulldogs' hand. There's the congratulations. There's the coaching staff with hugs for one another.
They know what it is. Here's an interesting aside for you, Carl. Harvard had 52 points last time they played them.
Yeah.
They beat them 52-50.
Yep.
Yale on the offensive glass from the three-point line, jump shots. Yale's offense, you talk about defense, but their offensive rebounding and their offensive jump shot making at the 3 and at the 2 was the difference. And this gentleman sitting at the line right now, Javier Duran, down the stretch was the man. We talked about the Player of the Year candidates. He's the guy that scored the last 9 of about 11, 12, 13 points of the game.
He's now got a game-high 22. He's made 8 straight free throws down the stretch.
Third of their points. Wow.
Yep. Knocked out. Horn sounds. Yale wins it.